Well, you see that, don't you, everybody? Woo! Where'd she go?
Come back.
She's gliding over the top of these goldenrod and asters. Well, this is just documentation, October 11th, and we have a late season migratory monarch, and she is just on the other side of the path from us right now, again on New England Aster. So if you have this one or don't have this one, you need this aster if you are in range. She's out by the cottonwood. She's got a great day. It's gonna be 70. The winds aren't quite in her favor, but the warmth is, and then these blooms. And from traveling out in the world, we know that all of you that have plants in your yards, we know they are necessary. So thank you for doing it. This is exciting.
We'll send her your way.
What did you say?
We'll send her your way.
Okay, everybody, she's heading your way. Tell your plants, get some nectar flowing. Getting her breakfast and lunch. And wow, isn't she beautiful? Most of you all know that monarchs are in trouble and definitely need our help. And here's a book of a really inspiring bike ride with the monarchs. This book's by Sarah Dykman, and I definitely recommend it to learn about the monarch life cycle. It's fascinating. There is a fair bit of pain in this book, and I generally don't read environmental conservation books filled with pain anymore because I've read enough to probably last my lifetime. And it really hurts, and I can pretty much predict that everything that I love is imperiled. So I'm not laughing out of actual joy, but it's just kind of ridiculous, and some of the things that we have done as a species. So I choose to work through action and behavior, and the knowledge is always there, but I can't dwell in the pain because it has limited me in other ways. So recognize that the pain is here, but also a really wonderful journey with the butterflies and wonderful information about the butterflies themselves. I learned some things from this book. So if you want to read an adventure book, a traveling book, and an educational book on monarchs, this is a good one. In addition to encouraging these late season nectar sources that are so important for monarchs, like the New England Aster and different goldenrods, and even Oldfield Aster, which is that white one in the background, which I saw a monarch nectaring on just a little bit ago. Besides encouraging those, another thing we do to help monarchs, which is critical for their life cycle, is to encourage milkweed. And we do native milkweed. Here we really focus on common milkweed, Asclepias syriaca, because it's just one of our favorites, and it's beloved by the butterflies and so many others that nectar on the blooms, and it grows well here. So here we also have tried butterfly weed and swamp milkweed, and we have swamp milkweed hanging on in one spot, and the butterfly weed, I think we have one left hanging on. The butterfly weed doesn't do runners at all like the common does, which is they're spreading by root rhizomes, which is fantastic. I did a video on one a long time ago, and I'll try to link to that at the end so that you can see what these running roots look like. So besides protecting these guys, we work to spread them here because the others have faded out, but so has common milkweed. It seems to really prefer disturbed soil, and we don't have a lot of that here right now. We did at the beginning, but now we have less disturbance. And so instead of doing different mowing regimes to encourage the milkweed, we're just disturbing areas. And we tend to always have little patches of disturbance, and so we're going to do 2 this year. One is the old garden, what's left of it, because we have a tiny other little space we're going to use for the vegetable garden next season. And then the other is east of our sunroom. It used to grow there, it got too shady, and we're going to do some thinning and pulling out of plants in that area and just disturb the soil a little bit and sow the seeds in. So these are the pods of common milkweed, and the milkweed bugs feed on the seeds. So milkweed bugs are native, and this is part of the life cycle of common milkweed and many other milkweeds. So we don't worry about them at all because they've grown together. They're native, these plants, these insects, they grow together, they do their thing. What we have to be aware of is that these insects will feast on the hearts of the seeds. So if you are collecting the seeds, just don't harvest from ones where they're eating like that. So like this one, let me get it open here. Look at that in there. Oh, those seeds are looking perfect. This is hard to do with just one hand. There we go. There we go. So what we'll do is spread those then on the soil. We're going to walk over here. This is this year's garden that we said we can't do this year. And so we didn't. And now we are slowly taking it apart, exposing the soil, and sowing common milkweed seed. Look, right here. There's one. They have these little fluffs. And there's a bunch without the fluffs. That's to help with seed dispersal. They need some cold, moist stratification, and by doing it at this time of year, they'll just get it naturally. So this whole patch, up to the patch I was just showing you of common milkweed in the left middle of the screen, is going to be sowed with more common milkweed. So that is good news for the monarchs here at our place. Thanks for doing your part too. We've all got to work together on this so that we can keep all of this diverse life that makes this world worth living in alive. So let's do it.